राइट गाइस, ऑल राइट। एक हाँ, अब सही है ना? वो गाइस वो आ जाता था इसलिए बीच में, हमारे चैनल के बीच में से, इसलिए हमने उसको हटा दिया। सो गाइस, अभी हम लोग करने वाले ही फिजिक्स एमसीक्यू। फिजिक्स एमसीक्यू इस क्या करेंगे? फिजिक्स एमसीक्यू, फिजिक्स नहीं गाइस, फिजिक्स एमसीक्यू। और रुक जाओ, मैं खोल रहा हूँ। ऐसे ये आप लोग मत ही देखो, ये तो मैं मेरी बस प्रैक्टिस के लिए बना रहा हूँ। डू नॉट वॉच गाइस, ठीक है? डू नॉट वॉच। देखना हो तो आपकी मर्जी, बाकी ये तो डू नॉट वॉच वाला ही है। और अभी हम लोग, भाई साहब, अभी हम लोग 2 सेकंड। हाँ गैस, चलिए चलिए, माफी चाहता हूँ बीच में, माफी चाहता हूँ, मैं माफी चाहता हूँ। क्षमा कर लीजिए मुझे, क्षमा। और अभी हम 2 सेकंड, ये तो ये पूरा कर देते हैं। इतना ठीक है? हाँ, बस इतना ठीक है। अब चलो हम शुरू करते हैं एमसीक्यू। एमसीक्यू में हम पहले क्वेश्चन करते हैं। किसी अगर बैकग्राउंड नॉइस आ रहा तो माफ कर देना, ये आंटी आपस में बड़े बड़े एक दूसरे की, बच्चों की ऐसी बुराई करती रहती है। क्या करे, ये आंटियों का कुछ नहीं कर सकते हम, इसलिए माफ कर देना। हाँ। सो पहला है एमसीक्यू। अरे भाई, पेन नहीं चल रही, क्या बात कर रहे हो भाई? पेन नहीं चल रही? अरे अरे चल गई थी, ऐसी चली ऐसी चली के बोलती बंद कर दी। रुक जाओ भाई, इरेज करने दो। ये कलर ही बेकार लिया था मैंने, थोड़ा भाई अच्छा कलर लेते इस बार। हाँ चलो। 100 ग्राम/सेंटीमीटर को न्यूटन सेकंड में कन्वर्ट करना है, तो आंसर क्या आएगा? 1 × 10⁻³ ठीक है। अगर ई नॉट डायमेंशनल फॉर्मूला है परमिटिविटी ऑफ वैक्यूम का, तो तो फिर इसको एम एल टी के टर्म्स में लिखो, तो एम एल टी के टर्म्स में होगा M-1 L-3 T4 A2। ओके, M-1 L-3 T2, सॉरी T4 A2। ठीक है guys। और फिर अब हम आगे क्या करेंगे? Taking into account of the significant figures, what is the value of 9.99 मीटर से 0 पॉइंट, ओके, तो इधर 9.98। ठीक है, ये बढ़िया क्वेश्चन था। फिर एनर्जी, एनर्जी का डायमेंशनल फॉर्मूला होता है M1 L2 T-2, ग्रेविटेशनल कांस्टेंट का होता है M-1 L3 T-2। अब भाई इसको डिवाइड कर दो, डिवाइड करोगे तो आंसर आएगा M2L-1, ठीक है। फिर मोमेंटम, एरिया और टाइम फंडामेंटल लिया है PAT, तो कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ विस्कोसिटी क्या होगा? तो कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ विस्कोसिटी होगा PA-1 और T0। T0 भाई, ये बोटिया है यार ये लोग भाई। जी, जुलाई 2022, क्या बात कर रहे हो भाई? क्या बात कर रहे हो भाई? देख रहे हो, जेई 2022 में ऐसा सवाल आ रहा है। अरे ऐसे सवालों को तो भाई क्या बोले, लेकिन कोई बात नहीं, एक आधा सवाल ऐसा निकल गया तो हम ज्यादा नहीं बोलेंगे। और भी सवाल ऐसे नहीं है इसलिए गाइस, ठीक है। हाँ, चलो तो भाई हम आगे का करते हैं। और रुक जाओ, ये अभी हम आगे का करते हैं। तो जो आगे का है उसमें सबसे पहले आता है, एक सेकेंड। हेलो। हेलो। हाँ, चलो चलो। ये मैंने कुछ किया और वो वापस ले ली। अरे भाई, ये क्या बोल रहा हो? कोई बात नहीं, कोई बात नहीं। चलो भाई, आप चलो। सिक्स वाला सवाल है। अगर डायमेंशनल फॉर्मूला ऑफ प्रेशर ग्रेडियंट एक्स, इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड का वाई, एनर्जी डेंसिटी डब्ल्यू है, लेटेंट हीट जेड है। अरे भाई साहब, क्या क्या है भाई इसमें तो भाई? प्रेशर ग्रेडियंट, इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड, एनर्जी डेंसिटी, लेटेंट हीट, जेड, एक्स, वाई, डब्ल्यू। उड़ी देवा। तो उसको सॉल्व करेंगे तो M1 L-2 T-1 A-, ठीक है भाई। अगर फोर्स F एक्स पर डिपेंड करता है टाइम पर, तो F इज इक्वल टू ए एक्स पर प्लस बी टी की पावर हाफ। फाइंड करना है, मतलब गिवन है तो डायमेंशन बी स्क्वायर बाई ए फाइंड करना है, तो फिर सी आएगा, यानी M1L3 T-3। वो आप लोग सॉल्व कैसे करना है वो आप लोग देख लेना अपने हिसाब से, ठीक है। Velocity of a particle is given by v through t square plus 2t when its average velocity between t0 to t3 second, and also find acceleration at t is equals to 3 seconds. Find the motion of the particle in one direction. So b 12 मीटर पर सेकंड, सेंटीमीटर पर सेकंड स्क्वायर। उड़ी बाबा, ठीक है। उड़ी बाबा, हमिंग बर्ड बन जाते हैं हम। हम्म। A car is moving with a constant acceleration and initial velocity 2 meter per second square on a straight path. After 10 seconds, it attains the velocity 12 meter per second. Then find the distance covered by it in sorry guys, in 10 seconds. तो 70 meter। क्या भाई? An object is thrown vertically upward direction. The time to reach the maximum height is, हाँ रुक जा, 3, 2, 1, लेट्स गो गाइस। उड़ी बाबा। ओके। ओके, इसका आएगा V नॉट बाई जी, ठीक है। मैक्स द टाइम टेकन टू रीच मैक्स हाइट V नॉट बाई जी। The ratio of the distance traveled in the fourth and the third second by a particle moving over a straight path from rest with a constant acceleration is 7/5. A ball is thrown vertically downwards with a velocity of 20 meters per second from the top of a tower. It hits the ground after some time with a velocity of the height of the tower 300 मीटर, ठीक है guys। एक सेकंड भाई, 10 मिनट हो गए, हमने सिर्फ 12 क्वेश्चन किया भाई, क्या स्लो स्पीड है। द रेशियो ऑफ द डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल्ड बाय द रेशियो ऑफ द डिस्टेंस इज ट्रेवल्ड बाय अ freely falling body in one first, second, third and fourth second is 1:3:5:7 guys। A vehicle travels half the distance with speed v and the remaining distance with speed 2v. Its average speed is 4v/3, ठीक है। If 0.5 I naught plus 0.8 j cap plus c k cap is a unit vector, then c is equals to 0.11 का अंडर रूट। A particle starts from origin with initial velocity of 3 I meter per second and acceleration minus I cap minus 0.5 j cap meter per second square. What will be the magnitude of y component of velocity when x component of velocity is maximum? So c minus 1.5 meter per second. A and B are two vectors, what is the component of A vector plus B vector on plus B cos 30? ठीक है guys. फिर the projection of I cap minus 2j cap plus 4k cap on y axis equals to minus 2. और अब आगे क्या करते हैं, रुक जाओ. हाँ, a motor car is moving northwards with velocity 30 meter per second. If it turns towards west with the same speed, then change in its velocity is 30 root 2 meter per second southwest. A ball is projected at an angle 45 degree with the horizontal with kinetic energy E. Then find its kinetic energy at maximum height. So maximum height is equals to E by 2. Two objects are projected with same initial velocity with different angle of projection such that their range is equal. Their time of flight be t1 and t2 respectively. T1, T2 is equals to 2r by g. If linear momentum of a body is increased by 0.5%, its kinetic energy increased by 1%. When a force acts on a body of mass 0.1 kg, the change in its velocity is 20 centimeter per second square. The magnitude of this force is 0.02. What will be the minimum velocity with which a body of mass m must enter a vertical loop of radius r so that it can complete the loop? Route 5gr. A cyclist on a level road takes a sharp circular turn of radius 3 meter, g 10 meter per second square. If the coefficient of static friction between the cycle tires and the road is 0.2, at which of the following speeds will the cyclist not skid while taking the turn? So 9 km per hour. A mass of 10 kg is suspended by a rope of length 4 meter from the ceiling. A force F is applied horizontally at the midpoint of the rope such that the top half of the rope makes an angle of 45 degrees with the vertical. Then F equals 100 Newton. A particle of mass 5 gram is thrown from the ground with a speed of 5 root 2 meter per second at an angle of 45 degrees from the ground. Find the change in momentum from the fall from the throwing instant instant. Okay, find the change in momentum from the throwing instant up to the time instant when it fell onto the ground. Instant. Throwing instant up to the time instant when it fell onto the ground. So 0.05 Newton per second. A cell of mass m is at a rest initially. It explodes into three fragments having masses in the ratio 2:2:1. If the fragments having equal mass fly off along mutually perpendicular directions with speed v, the speed of the third यानी कि lighter fragment is 2 root 2 v. फिर a ball is thrown vertically downwards from a height of 20 meters with an initial velocity v0. It collides with the ground, loses 50% of its energy in collision, and rebounds to the same height. The initial velocity v0 is 20 meters per second. A body of mass 5 kg has momentum of 10 kg meter per second when a force of 0.2 Newton is applied on it for 10 seconds. What is the change in the kinetic energy? 4.4 joule. A time-dependent force F is equals to 6t acts on a particle of mass 1 kg. If the particle starts from rest, the work done by the force during the first second will be 4.5 joule. A body initially at rest and sliding along a frictionless track from a height h, as shown in the figure, just completes a vertical circle of diameter AB is equals to d. The height h is equals to 5 upon 4d. A ball of mass 0.15 kg is dropped from a height 10 meter, strikes the ground and rebounds to the same height. The magnitude of the impulse to the ball is 4.2 kg meter per second. A 60 HP electric motor lifts an elevator with a maximum total load capacity of 2000 kg. If the frictional force on the elevator is 4000 Newton, the speed of the elevator at full load is close to 1.9 meter per second. A particle revolves in vertical circular motion attached to light string of fixed length Lm. Ratio of maximum to minimum tension is given as 5:1. Find minimum speed in the motion. So answer will be under root 5 GL by 4. Force 567 Newton acts on a particle with position vector 2 to 1 meter. The magnitude of torque on the particle will be under root 149. Okay. The moment of inertia of a uniform circular disk of radius r and mass m about an axis passing from the edge of the disk and normal to the disk is 3 by 2 mr square. If a solid sphere of mass 1 kg and radius 0.1 meter rolls without slipping at a uniform velocity of 1 meter per second along a straight line on a horizontal floor, the kinetic energy is 7 upon 10 joule. Given omega is equals to 2k naught and r is equals to 2 I cap plus 2j cap, find the linear velocity. So linear velocity is minus 4 I cap plus 4j cap. A metal sphere is rotating about an axis passing through its diameter. If its volume increased by 6% suddenly, then its change in angular speed will be decreased by 4%. Find the torque about the origin when a force of 3 Newton acts on a particle whose position vector is 2 k cap meter. So minus 6 I cap Newton meter. The area velocity of a planet of mass m moving in elliptical orbit around the sun with an angular momentum of L units is equal to dA by dt is equals to L by 2m. Here, which of the following graphs shows the variation in the value of g with increasing distance from the center of the Earth? R is equals to radius of Earth. Average densities of two planets is same, but their radii are r1 and r2. If the acceleration of gravity on planets are g1 and g2 respectively, then g1 upon g2 is equals to r1 upon r2. Escape velocity for Earth's surface is 11 km per second if the radius of any planet is twice the radius of the Earth, but average density is same as that of the Earth, then the escape velocity of the planet will be 22 km per second. A body weighs 200 Newton on the surface of the Earth. How much will it weigh halfway down to the center of the Earth? 100 Newton. A sphere of mass m has a gravitational field at point P is a G1. Now volume cavity of radius r is removed as shown. New gravitational field is G2. Find r by 2. 50 by 41. An object is taken to a height above the surface of Earth at a distance of 5 upon 4r from the center of the Earth, where radius of Earth are 6,400 km. The percentage decrease in the weight of the object will be 36%. 2 point masses are moving in a circle of radius r under mutual gravitational attraction. Find the speed of each mass under root gm by 4r. Two wires A and B are of the same material, their lengths are in the ratio 1 is to 2 and the diameter are in the ratio 2 is to 1. If they are pulled by the same force, their increase in length will be in the ratio 1 is to 8. The compressibility of water is 4 into 10 to the power minus 5 meters square per Newton per unit atmospheric pressure. What will be the decrease in volume of 100 meter cube of water under pressure of 100 atmospheres? 4 into 10 to the power 8 centimeter cube. Udi baba. Where the diameter of the brass rod is 4 millimeter and Young's modulus of brass is 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton per meter square. What will be the force required to stretch by 0.1% of its length? 36 pi Newton. For a constant hydraulic stress on an object, the fractional change in the object's volume delta V by V and a bulk's modulus are related as delta V by V is proportional to 1 by delta B, not delta B, only B. Okay, guys. Shear modulus is 0 for gases. A pendulum made of a uniform wire of cross-sectional area E has time period T when an additional mass of m is added to Tn. If the Young's modulus of the material of the wire is y, then y 1 upon y is equal to एक सेकंड guys एक एक ही सेकंड yes चलो let's go so dimensions of stress are m l minus 1 t minus 2. A rectangular film of liquid is extended from 4 centimeter into 2 centimeter to 5 centimeter into 4 centimeter. If the work done is 3 into 10 to the power minus 4 joule, the value of the surface tension of the liquid is 0.125 Newton per meter. Neglecting the density of air, the terminal velocity obtained by a raindrop of radius 0.3 millimeter falling through air of viscosity 1.8 into 10 to the power minus 5 Newton a second per meter square will be 10.9 meter per second. A liquid is kept in a cylindrical vessel which is being rotated about a vertical axis through the center of the circular base. If the radius of the vessel is r and angular velocity of rotation is omega, then the difference in the heights of the liquid at the center of the vessel and the edge is r square omega square by 2g. Water is flowing with a velocity 4 meter per second in a cylinder of diameter 8 centimeter. It is connected to a pipe with it and tip of diameter 2 centimeter. Calculate the velocity of water at its free end, 64 meter per second. Find the excess pressure inside a soap bubble of radius r and surface tension T. 4T by R. A spherical ball is dropped from a long column of a highly viscous liquid. The curve in the graph shown, which represents the speed of the ball as a function of time, is dB. The amount of energy required to form a soap bubble of radius 2 centimeter from a soap solution is nearly surface tension of soap solution is equals to 0.03 Newton per meter. So answer will be 3.01 into 10 to the power minus 4 joule. Up guys, it's time to change the tone. Temperature of a steel block changes from 80 degree to 75 degrees Celsius to 75 centigrade in time T1, from 75 centigrade to 70 centigrade in time T2, and from 70 degrees centigrade to 65 centigrade in time T3. Then T1 is T3 is greater than T2 is greater than T1. Two spheres of the same material m have radii 1 meter and 4 meter and temperature 4000 K and 2000 K respectively. Ratio of the energy radiated per second by the first sphere to that of the second is by 1:1. Certain quantity of water cools from 70 degrees centigrade to 60 centigrade in first 5 minutes and to 54 centigrade in the next 5 minutes. The temperature of the surroundings is 45 degrees centigrade. The two ends of a metal rod are maintained at temperatures 100 degrees centigrade and 110 degrees centigrade. The rate of heat flow in the rod is found to be 4 joule per second. If the ends are maintained at temperatures 200 centigrade and 210 centigrade, the rate of heat flow will be 4 joule per second. The unit of thermal diamond or the unit of thermal conductivity is volt per meter square per Kelvin square per Kelvin. Dimensional formula for thermal conductivity is M1 L1 T minus 3K. Two identical metallic wires are connected one after other. Find their K equivalent. 2K1 K2 divided by K1 plus K2. Next, 1 centimeter cube of water at 1 atm pressure is converted into steam. Volume of steam becomes 1671 centimeter cube. Hence, increase in internal energy will be 373 calorie. 1 mole of an ideal monoatomic gas undergoes a process described by the equation PV cube is equals to constant. The heat capacity of the gas during this pressure is R. Okay, guys, so now time to change the voice. Choose the correct PV graph of an ideal gas for the given VT graph. Okay, match the following. Add a delta uh, delta Q is equals to 0. Isothermal delta U is equals to 0. Then isobaric is equals to delta U is equals to 0. Okay. What okay? Isobaric means delta U not equal to 0, delta W not equal to 0, and delta Q not equal to 0. Yeah, you guys stupid fellows. Isochoric, delta W is equals to 0. A Carnot engine operating between 400 K and 800 calorie, not calorie, Kelvin does 1200 joule of work in one cycle. Find the heat extracted from source 2400 joule. An ideal gas undergoes four different processes from the same initial state as shown in the figure below. Those processes are adiabatic, isothermal, isobaric, and isochoric. The curve which represents the adiabatic process among 1, 2, 3, 4 is 2. Two containers A and B are partially filled with water and closed. The volume of A is twice as that of B and it contains half the amount of water in B. If both are at the same temperature in the water vapor in the containers will have pressure in the ratio 1:2. A fully atomic gas with n degrees of freedom is mean energy per molecule given by nkt by 2. What is translational kinetic energy for any molecule of gas? 3 by 2 kt. At the same temperature, the mean kinetic energy of molecules of hydrogen and oxygen are in the ratio 1:1. If degrees of freedom are F for any gas, then Cp by Cv is equals to 1 plus 2 by n. A given sample of any ideal gas occupies a volume V at a pressure P and absolute temperature T. The mass of each molecule of the gas is m. Which of the following gives the density of the gas? Pm by kT. When temperature of a gas changes from 30 centigrade to 90 centigrade, what will be the percentage change in Vrms speed? 10%. Two springs are connected to a block of mass m is placed on a frictionless surface as shown in the figure. If both springs have a spring constant k, the frequency of oscillations of the block is 1 by 2 pi under root k by 2m. Your lift is ascending with acceleration g by 3. Find the time period of the simple pendulum of length L kept in lift 2 pi under root 3L by 2g. One-fourth length of a spring of force constant k is cut away. The force constant of the remaining spring will be 4 by 3k. A spring of force constant k is cut into length of ratio 1:2:3. They are connected in series and the new force constant is k dash. Then they are connected in parallel and force constant is k dash. The k dash ratio k 1:11. Average velocity of a particle executing SHM in one complete vibration is 0. Given ratio of time period T1 by T2 for the two systems shown here is under root x. Find x2. In SHM, the distance from mean position, potential energy, and kinetic energy are equal A by under root 2. The ratio of frequencies of fundamental harmonic produced by an open pipe to that of the closed pipe having the same length is 2:1. A point source emits sound equal in all directions in a non-observing medium. 2 points P and Q are at a distance of 2 meter and 3 meter from the source. The ratio of the intensities of the waves at P and Q is 9:4. A transverse wave is represented by y is equals to a sin omega t minus kx, for what value of the wavelength is the wave velocity equal to the maximum particle velocity? 2 pi a. The second overtone of an open organ pipe has the same frequency as the first overtone of a closed pipe. L meter along the length of the open pipe will be 2 Lm. Three sound waves of equal amplitude have frequencies n-1 and n+1. They superimpose 2 qubits. The number of bits produced per second will be 2. The second overtone of an open pipe has the same frequency as the first overtone of a closed pipe, 2 meter long. The length of the open pipe is 4 meter. The equation of a wave propagating on a string is y is equals to 3 cos in the bracket pi bracket 100 t minus x, where x is in centimeter and t is in s. Find its wavelength 2 centimeter. A sound wave traveling at 300 meter per second have frequency of 245 Hz. Has maximum to and fro displacement of 6 centimeter. Find wavelength 60 by 49 meter. If the initial tension on a string is double, then the ratio of the initial and final speed of a transverse wave along the string is 1:2. So I hope guys you all enjoyed it.